Now at 10, the Kansas governor signs a $22 billion state budget. Plus, how the high gas prices are affecting the local boating and tourism industry. And we'll hear from the owner of a local marijuana dispensary that opened today on the drug's unofficial holiday.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We're still keeping an eye on some storm chances out there. This is KOAM News at 10. We go straight to meteorologist Nick Kelly.
But on the plus side, Dal, our severe threat, the low severe threat that we ended up having throughout the day, has pretty much come to an end. But you are absolutely right. We're still going to keep an eye on thunderstorm chances that will continue to blossom for some throughout the course of the night. Rain chances that have already soaked some of the roads from our vantage point in Joplin. 64. We actually hit 66 today at Joplin Regional. This was after the 4 o'clock almanac came out. A good rebound despite all the cloud cover, and after we started out around 54 this morning. Again, it was all the cloud cover that really helped us out today. We didn't get quite unstable. We didn't have to worry about big supercell thunderstorms developing. But as our frontal system continues to sink on in, look at what it's doing to the south of Joplin, from Sarcoxie, Newtonia, Stark City, down to Neosho and back toward Miami. Those are developing showers and storms that will continue to blossom in our southern counties as we go deeper into the overnight. Everyone else will be mostly cloudy, lows in the upper 50s, but that front's going to lift back north, and with the returning south wind down, despite rain chances continuing, we'll go into the mid to upper 70s for tomorrow, but we've got more rain chances after tomorrow in the forecast. We'll break it all down here in a few.
See you then. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly today signed budget legislation into law. It'll set aside $500 million to deal with future financial problems, give state employees a 5% pay raise, and increase spending across state government. The bill contains the bulk of the state's $22 billion plus budget for the 12 months beginning July 1st, aside from money for the state's public K through 12 schools. 15-year-olds in Kansas will be able to drive by themselves to and from worship services and other religious activities starting in July. Governor Kelly signed a bill to expand driving privileges for holders of restricted licenses. The law already allows 15-year-olds to drive by themselves to and from work. The change will allow them to drive to and from religious activities from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Aviation manufacturer Bombardier announces that Wichita will be the home of its U.S. headquarters. The company cited a skilled workforce along with the Wichita Service Center and its world-class flight test center programs for the decision. Several state officials were on hand for the announcement. Reporter Joe Baker has more.
This is a special place, and I sometimes think Kansans don't recognize it. But the assets we have in space, in defense, and in commercial aircraft exceed every place else in the world.
Bombardier starting a new era, making Wichita its U.S. headquarters location.
This is a huge day for Wichita, and especially for Bombardier Defense. It really does mean a whole lot to us to launch the new business here in the air capital of the world.
Some aviation workers lost their jobs due to the pandemic. However, Bombardier has opportunities waiting in the wings.
Across Bombardier nationwide, it's 500 jobs, but in Wichita specifically, it's 200 jobs. And we're looking at engineers, at technicians, at pilots, at program managers, the full range of opportunities.
Bombardier also announced details of a deal with the U.S. Air Force to modify business jets in Wichita.
We thank you for the work that each and every one of you do to advance Bombardier and advance Kansas's role in the protection of our country and of our allies.
Bombardier will also establish a scholarship at Wichita State University to promote a future workforce in aviation. High gas prices aren't just hitting drivers, they're also affecting boat owners. Grand Lake is known for its tourism, especially in the summer, but with fuel prices so high, well, that could change. David Hale owns Honey Creek Outdoors in Grove, Oklahoma, and says he's seen the fishing industry in the area take a bit of a dive, possibly due to the rising cost of fuel.
Every fisherman comes in here, oh, I got to go put $200 in my boat, where last year it took them $100 to fill their boat up. So yeah, they all complain about it, and rightfully so. I mean, it's something they really enjoy to do. Now it's costing them a whole lot more money to do it.
For a look at how gas prices have changed in our area over the past year, go to our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. And it brings us to today's KOAM News Now Insta Poll. Today's question: are high gasoline prices impacting your summer plans? You can participate at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to be checking in on them later in this newscast. A man wanted in Cherokee County, Kansas for attempted murder is arrested after a police chase in Springfield, Missouri. That man, 38-year-old Sean Houston. Last night, a Greene County Sheriff's deputy tried to pull over the driver of an SUV for suspicion of drunk driving. Authorities say Houston drove off but was stopped by spike strips. A woman in the vehicle was also arrested. Detectives had identified Houston as a suspect in a shooting west of Baxter Springs early Monday morning. Cherokee County Sheriff David Groves says a man in that shooting was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The Miami Fire Department today held a barbecue fundraiser to help pay for the restoration of a fire truck that's been part of the department since 1946. When it's restored, this truck will be used in parades and other traditions in Miami. People in the community say the truck symbolizes the longevity of the fire department and honors the men and women who've been a part of it. There's a new marijuana dispensary in Ottawa County, Oklahoma, just in time for 420, the unofficial holiday for marijuana. According to Canatech firm Akerna, marijuana sales are expected to hit $130 million today, which would be up 16% from a year ago. The owner of State Line X1, John Thomas Buck, specifically chose 420 for his grand opening.
Novelty holiday to some, but some take it serious as a day to connect with people they care about and having a good relaxing day, I believe, and I believe it's just growing as a day to actually see and look forward to in a holiday calendar.
Marijuana is legal for recreational use in Oklahoma. In Missouri, it's allowed only for medical use, and it's completely illegal in Kansas. Joplin School District is recognizing a school resource officer as the support staff of the year. Officer Jason Barchak has worked for the JPD for 16 years. 11 of those years were also spent with the school district. Coming up, the Department of Justice appeals a decision regarding a mask mandate. Plus, going to learn about a hotel that claims to be the first in the world to go all green. The CDC has asked the Justice Department to go to court and appeal the ruling that got rid of the travel mask mandate. The Department of Justice appealed a Florida judge's ruling striking down the mandate for airplanes and other mass transit. The CDC called the order both lawful and necessary for public health. This comes as daily U.S. infections have risen nearly 50% over the past 2 weeks. The U.S. Capitol was temporarily evacuated today. Capitol Police sent out a warning about an aircraft that, quote, poses a probable threat. Ended up being a false alarm. The aircraft in question was being used by an Army parachute team for an event at Nationals Park during a baseball game. The team is celebrating Military Appreciation Night. We've all seen those signs in hotels encouraging us to reuse our towels for the sake of our planet. Well, an eco-friendly retreat in London claims to be the world's first hotel to go entirely green. Reporter Tina Kraus has that story.
Welcome to room 2 Chiswick. This is one of our rooms.
At first glance, it's a traditional hotel room.
Feels very homey.
Exactly right.
But a closer look at London's first home-tel reveals its planet-saving secrets.
When focusing specifically on carbon, room 2 Chiswick is the most sustainable hotel in the world.
Instead of fossil fuels, renewable energy powers the building. There are solar panels on the roof, and geothermal pumps pull heat from deep underground.
That convert 100% of our heating, cooling and hot water needs.
The showers, said to use 40% less water, are a guest favorite.
The water pressure and the water temperature are perfect.
And motion sensors help save more energy.
When there's no movement detected in the room, there's no heating and no electricity being burned.
Waste is a dirty word inside this plastic-free property. Clean and green is the name of the game.
They're cooking here and they're recycling here.
Exactly, and so the food waste we're going to be composting on site, and then we can use that for our vegetable garden.
Even the carpets are recycled, made from fishing nets collected from the ocean.
As a small initiative which helps reduce plastic pollution and puts it to a new useful life.
All of the eco-friendly features keep guests like Jared Brown coming back.
Oh, I absolutely sleep better in an environmentally friendly hotel.
This is the future.
Creators hope hotels around the world will follow their lead and sleep better, doing their part for the planet. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
A little later, a local flower shop selling a Kansas staple as a way to raise money for people in Ukraine.
But first, some rain, some storms tonight. Nothing severe to worry about, but the weekend might be a different story. Forecast next. We did end up with a mild afternoon across the area, but thankfully a quiet afternoon. But the cloud cover that kept our severe chances low today, thank goodness, it's now giving way for some to some scattered showers and storms that we're seeing on our live shot here from Indigo Sky just outside of Seneca, Missouri. But again, we're past the point for any severe weather in the short term because this cloud cover was stubborn to let go during the afternoon. If we had any peaks of sun, we would have had a different story with Doug and I tracking maybe a couple of strong to severe supercell thunderstorms. But again, cloud cover held firm. We were dry to start the evening out, but now we're starting to see more consistent areas of rain and even a couple of thunderstorms too in our southern counties south of 44. In fact, a tighter look south of the interstate has a good band of showers, maybe a couple storms too from Monette, skirting south of Stark City, Newtonia, near Goodman, Crowder College, Neosho, and like I showed you earlier, working back towards Seneca and Indigo Sky, not too far from a High Winds Casino as well. Rain, let the roads wet from 7th and range line, but for now, Joplin, you're dry, but you're cloudy. 62 degrees with the calm breeze. The humidity is quite high at 93% due to that increase in moisture. But where we have temperatures already in the lower to middle 50s, Chanute, Fredonia, Yates Center, Iowa, you're actually cold enough that you're near the dew point. So you're seeing some good fog developing as we begin the late night hours out. Everybody else, let's say mid 50s to about the lower 60s. The main story for the night, though, is what's been slowly working in throughout the course of the day. This very cold front, but this is actually going to park the brakes in our southern counties tonight and lift back north during the day tomorrow. That's going to keep some thunderstorm chances in the forecast and also aiding things a weak upper level wave. Thankfully, this was not strong enough to produce any severe thunderstorms either, but it's still got just enough oomph with the approaching front now to keep some scattered showers and storms going in our southern counties into the overnight and up until about the morning drive. If we had anything try to go low grade severe, it would be for a couple of large hailstones about quarter size, but even then those chances of that happening are looking pretty slim. Thank goodness for that. Once we get past a chilly start in the morning with most of us in the mid to upper 50s, that warm front lifting back to the north, look at what it does with temperatures. Despite the clouds, despite some scattered showers and storms that will be ongoing during the day, we're going to trend warmer. 58 in the morning, 69 by noon, and topping out at 76, all because of that returning front and the south wind behind it at 10 to 20, gusts are 25 at times. Any big storms with the returning front should be north and west of the region, so we'll still keep an eye on things by Thursday evening, but the overall trend going into Friday is for things to quiet down and stay quiet and warm, with highs topping out in the lower 80s. Warm to start the weekend now for sure, and staying warm for Saturday. But another cold front from the west with a couple stronger upper level lows by Saturday afternoon, Saturday night into Sunday. That's a better shot for widespread storms and a severe threat as well that we'll certainly be keeping an eye on. Then once we get that out of the picture, we're dry and staying mild early next week. Let's go 76 for tomorrow. Still warmer despite the clouds and some rain chances around. 81 Friday, 79 on Sunday, then a little dip into the 60s again for Sunday and Monday now.
Looks nice for next week, certainly.
Yeah, and what's nice for tonight, not worried about a severe threat, which is good.
That's good. Thanks, Nick. Here's a look at our tower camera, sponsored by R.E. Smith Construction, as work continues on the KOAM More Power project. You can check it out anytime on our website, koamnewsnow.com/power. A local florist is selling sunflowers to raise money for Ukraine. The national flower for Ukraine is the sunflower. So Higgins Florist in Joplin is collaborating with Samaritan's Purse to raise money for Ukraine by selling sunflowers. You can add one or more to your purchase of any arrangement, and all the proceeds will go to help Ukraine. Folks in Uniontown, Kansas looking to get into shape for swimsuit season, well, they now have a brand new option. The school district has reopened the Uniontown Fitness Center. It was closed to the public because of COVID. Well, now it's open before and after school during the week and all day on weekends. A key to access it costs $10. Officials say the benefits reach the whole community.
There's a lot of education research about, the value of, physical activity and, keeping minds and bodies active, go hand in hand. So it's good for our kids, but it's also good for everybody. And again, we're in a service industry. And
not safe.
The fitness center is on the southeast corner of the junior and senior high school. Still ahead, we're going to hear from a Southeast Kansas football coach who's calling it a career after 50 years on the sideline. And Joplin High School names a new head softball coach. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
Well, today is a big day for a big group of Webb City High School student athletes. 8 Webb City seniors signed this afternoon to continue their careers at the college level. In that group of 8, Eric Fitch signs today to play baseball at State Fair Community College. He was a first-team all-conference pick last year and an all-district selection. Josie Speakerwright is heading just up the road to Ozark Christian College to play basketball. I had one guy signing today to play football. Skylar Denton headed to Springfield to play tight end for Evangel.
They were very friendly towards me, they showed me around, and basically they told me I would fit in, and I felt like I fit in. I felt like it was home since the first time I stood on the campus.
My dad actually works at Ozark, so it's been fun to get to grow up going to games there since I was really little, and I've grown up going to summer camp there since I was 6 years old. So it's cool that I've gotten the opportunity to do that, and then now get to go play there. I never thought this day would come.
So this summer I actually got the chance to play with Coach Day, the assistant coach at State Fair, and he introduced me to the campus, and he took me and some teammates on a tour there, and I really liked it. They got some new stuff. It looks really good. They got a new upcoming team, and they're killing it right now, so it looks good for next year.
You can check out more of our interviews with the Webb City signees in this story on the sports page at KOAMnewsnow.com. Joplin High School has a new head softball coach. The school named Brendan Schneider the new leader of the program this morning. Schneider has been an assistant coach on the baseball team for the last 5 years. But he's also no stranger to the softball program. Schneider has previously been an assistant softball coach for 3 of those 5 years. And now, for the first time, he'll get his shot at being a head coach at Joplin High School.
With Coach Flores, he's done such a great job here. Really respected him, and I worked with him for a while and just loved everything that he did. And so this is my home. I've been here for 5 years. We moved down here for my wife to be the head softball coach, and I've grown to love the place. And this was kind of one of those things when it came open, I just had to jump at it. So I was very excited, and thankfully I was picked for the job.
Riverton head football coach Johnny Mallett has announced his retirement. Mallett spent the last 6 years as the Rams head coach, his second stint with the program. And Mallett has been coaching in the area for the last 50 years. That includes 43 at the prep level and 7 years at the college level. 41 of his 43 years in high school have been at Galena, Baxter Springs, and Riverton. We caught up with Coach Mallett today to talk about his retirement and meeting with the team at Riverton for the final time.
I told the kids, I said, some coaches, when they leave, they'll look over their shoulder and they don't see much coming, and then sometimes they might go on to the greener pastures. That's not my case, I said, because, we've got a lot of good young kids coming up. And that makes it even a little harder for me, because I'd like to be part of their success. But they're going to be resilient, and then hopefully we've got a little tradition going. And then, but I told Chad Harper, our principal, I said, 6 years ago, I said, when we get the program going in the right direction, that's when I'm going to be stepping down. So I think they were ready for it.
The St. Louis Cardinals have won 3 out of their last 4 games, including Game 1 of a 3-game series last night against the Marlins. Tonight, the Cards hit the field for Game 2 against Miami, looking to secure the series win. Now, this one is over. It was a good one, but St. Louis wins at 2-0. Miles Michaelis goes 5 shutout innings, allowing 4 hits, striking out 5. And Nolan Arenado's 2-run homer in the 9th, only runs of the night for the Cardinals. And the American League, the Royals host the Twins for Game 2 of their series. Another 2-0 win for the Missouri team here. Daniel Lynch goes 5 shutout innings for Kansas City, giving up just 4 hits with a pair of strikeouts. Now that's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Charles Scholes served in the U.S. Marine Corps from 1950 to 53. A Pittsburgh native, was stationed in Korea, and we salute Corporal Charles Scholes, a 4-state hero. Take another final look at our KOAM News Now Insta poll. We've been asking, are high gasoline prices impacting your summer plans? The poll has just closed. 58% of participants say yes. Those gas prices are impacting summer plans. Thank you to all who participated. Hey, some MIT researchers are looking at the science behind Oreo twisting. They call it Oreology, because of course they do. They released a report on their efforts to perfectly twist the cookies so that the cream is evenly distributed to each side. They even created a machine, an Oreometer, to precisely split the Oreos. Scientists found, however, that even if you perfectly split them, the cream almost always ends up on just one side of the wafer. And you know what?
I could have told you that.
Exactly. It took MIT to tell us that. A lot of us have been experimenting with that for years and years. We've known that for a long time. Yeah. The weather, the worst of the threat at least, didn't materialize.
Yeah, and we're going to keep it that way for the overnight, even though storm chances will be on the increase for some and continue winging through tomorrow. Despite that, we'll be warmer tomorrow. Highs are 76.
Final sports news.
We've put our full conversation with Johnny Mallett in that story on the sports page at KOAMNewsNow.com. Also on our YouTube page. He has such a great memory, so many stories. You should go check it out.
50 years of coaching memories. Thanks for joining us. Morning show, 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.